Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel. Enjoy listening.
What do you need me to find out? Harvey stared at Nicole with a look of puzzlement. It's about what happened at the parking lot. I found the person who assaulted me, Nicole calmly said. You found him? Where is he? I'll go and make him pay for what he did. Harvey immediately stood up and asked upon hearing the news. Nicole knew that he would display such a massive reaction, so she quickly signaled him with her eyes to sit down. Keep it on the down low. Nicole scanned her surroundings. Fortunately for her, the place was quite empty that day, and as such, nobody was paying attention to them. I've met the person and it seems that someone had ordered him to attack me, she said. There's no need to give him hell over it anymore. Even if he was just a hired gun, you should not just let him off the hook, since he's an accomplice too, he fumed. You must give him the punishment he deserves. What are you going to do if he hurts you again? Harvey then looked at Nicole nervously. Is it inconvenient for her to do so? If it's inconvenient for you to act upon it, I can do it on your behalf, Harvey said in a solemn tone as he looked into Nicole's eyes. No, it's just that I don't really want to take any action against him. The most important thing now is to find out who the true perpetrator behind this incident is. Nicole reminded him in a stern voice. I've managed to acquire the address where the attacker met up with the instigator. I called you here today to check the place out for me, Nicole told Harvey. Me? Harvey asked in confusion. Yeah. I'm sure they'll recognize me, so I can't go there by myself. I can't simply tell anyone about this incident too. Hence, you're the best choice for this. On top of that, you're the one I trust the most, she solemnly said. Harvey felt touched after hearing those words, for Nicole actually referred to him as someone whom she trusted the most. Why are you zoning out? Nicole asked, trying to get Harvey back into his senses, as she noticed that he was in a daze. Nothing. What were we talking about? Harvey asked Nicole as he beamed at her. I said, do you have time to check the place out for me? Nicole repeated herself again. I do. If it has anything to do with you, I'll make myself available for it even if I'm busy. Harvey looked at Nicole as if she was the most important thing in the world to him. Can you not suck up to me? Nicole rolled her eyes at him. Anyway, this is the address of that place. You may have a look. After this, I'll bring you there while I wait in the car, she continued. What should I say when I enter? He asked. You don't have to initiate a conversation. Just act like you're in trouble and desperate for help. Then, the owner would approach you on his own and recommend someone named Ms. Joe to you. I suspect Ms. Joe to be the mastermind behind this whole incident, she replied. Ms. Joe? He asked. Yes. After you've spoken to Ms. Joe, get the owner to bring you to meet her. When that happens, all you have to do is take a picture of Ms. Joe and you're done, Nicole said, explaining his role in the entire operation to Harvey. It doesn't seem to be a challenge. Harvey saying, having initially thought that it would be a challenging and dangerous task for him. But after listening to Nicole's explanation, he scorned. Although it sounds simple, there are certain risks associated with it, and that's why you must be careful. Don't be careless, as those sorts of people are sly. Once they notice anything, you might lose your life, Nicole solemnly explained. Is it as scary as you just described? Or are you just trying to scare me? Harvey looked at Nicole in disbelief. I'm not exaggerating. Just be careful with every move that you make, she warned. Wear this so that I can track your location in real time. Nicole gave Harvey a tiny tracker that possesses a recording function as well. Harvey grabbed and examined it. Where should I wear it? Wear it where it's hidden. They might search you when you meet Ms. Joe, so you must be prepared, Nicole advised as she looked him in the eye. All right. Why do I feel like I'm in a movie? Harvey continued, joking nonchalantly. Please be serious about this, she said. Nicole then looked at the three-piece suit that he was wearing from head to toe and said, you need to change out of these. Huh? Change my clothes? Do we have to go to that extent? Harvey frowned upon hearing that he had to change out of his clothes. Since we're acting, we'll have to go all out, she replied. Come on, I'll bring you to the mall. After speaking, Nicole stood up and walked out of the restaurant. Seeing this, Harvey quickly followed her. In the mall, Nicole brought Harvey to the front of a shop. After taking a single glance, she walked in. Sir, please give him a set of clothes in this style that would fit him. Nicole turned to the owner and pointed to Harvey, who was behind her. The owner studied Harvey's figure and size, gave Nicole a prompt reply, and went off to search for clothes. Not long after, he came back with a set of clothes in hand. What do you think about this? The owner passed it to Nicole. Nicole took a good look and examined Harvey's figure, after which she said, It's quite fitting. Let him try it on. Nicole, isn't this too casual? Harvey looked at that set of clothes and felt that it was too different from what he was wearing. Surely, Nicole was not trying to trick him, right? Casual is what we're going for. The more casual it is, the better, she replied. In fact, Nicole was exceedingly satisfied with that set of clothes. Go and try it on. Let's not waste any more time. Nicole rushed him. Harvey took the clothes from the owner and slowly walked into the fitting room as he was reluctant to do so. Soon after, Harvey put those clothes and walked out. Even though the clothes looked quite simple and casual, he still looked handsome in them. Nicole approached him and began to size him up. She shook her head in disapproval. Now, the clothes look casual enough, but there's still a hint of ruggedness in you. You still need a bit of a makeover. After clearing the check, Nicole dragged Harvey to a cosmetic store. Have a seat, Nicole said, making Harvey sit in front of a mirror. Then, she picked a makeup removal pad up to wipe the skincare products off Harvey's face. Seeing this, Harvey brought his hands up at once and stopped her. Nicole, what are you doing? I'm just wiping off the products on your skin and giving you a simple makeover. Don't worry, I won't make you hideous. Nicole looked at Harvey through the mirror and explained. It was only then that Harvey lowered his hands and allowed Nicole to do as she pleased. In her left hand was a hairspray that she had picked up, while in her right was a blower which she then used to work on his hair. After a few minutes had passed, a new Harvey appeared before her eyes. She admired her masterpiece and smiled. That was the look she wanted. Have a look. After Nicole had moved to the side, Harvey stared at himself in the mirror. He could hardly recognize himself, for he seemed like a completely different person, as if the former Harvey Ellison had died. Indeed, the present Harvey Ellison looked like an average Joe. The beauty advisor noticed that Nicole was abusing the samples, but just as she was about to say something, Nicole whipped out some cash and placed it in front of the mirror. Then, she brought Harvey out of the store. Meanwhile, the beauty advisor watched as the two of them left the store, and thought that they were very strange. Nicole then ignited the engine and drove Harvey to the restaurant. After covering a considerable distance, Nicole stopped at a junction near the establishment. You should get down here. After you walk past the junction in front, turn right and you'll see that restaurant. Nicole instructed. Where will you be waiting for me? Do you have any weapons I could use to defend myself? Harvey looked at Nicole nervously. I'll leave the car here, but I'll keep an eye on the situation from a small shop across the restaurant, she replied. Don't panic if you're in danger. If possible, try to protect yourself and cough 3 times. That way, I'd know you're in trouble and I'll come to get you right away. Nicole continued instructing as she looked him in the eye. All right, understood, he said. I'll go now. Harvey took a hard look at Nicole's eyes and got out of the car. Then, he made a beeline for the restaurant. Nicole wore a cap and scarf she had just bought at the mall moments ago. After making sure that she had disguised herself, Nicole got down from the car and made her way to the small shop across the restaurant. Concurrently, Jared's phone began to ring. Sir, we've noticed a guy walking into the restaurant. He looks like Mr. Ellison, Jared's men who were camping outside of the restaurant reported to Jared. Are you talking about Harvey Ellison? Jared asked. The guy looks like him, but we aren't sure if it is. Keep a close eye and report to me immediately if anything happens. Jared ordered them coldly. Understood, they said. Jared began to ponder after he had hung up. Why would Harvey go to such a place? They must have been mistaken. Then, he continued working. Nicole entered the shop, ordered a drink, and sat at a corner by the window. Then, she began to observe the restaurant directly across from where she was. Once Harvey had entered the restaurant, he glanced around, chose a seat and asked for food. Then, he began putting up an act. Just as Nicole had anticipated, his acting successfully captured the owner's attention. The owner first served him a few side dishes. Then, he brought a few bottles of beer over and began to engage Harvey in a conversation. As the previous mission was unsuccessful, the owner had gotten an earful from his employer. This time, he wished to acquire someone smarter than Hugh, so that the mission would be a successful one. That way, he could regain his reputation and standing in the eyes of his boss. As the owner was sizing Harvey up, he could feel that the latter was much more intelligent than Hugh. That was the reason he had approached Harvey and tested him anyway. Hugh had already been exposed once, and therefore, he could not be of any use in the mission anymore. Such was the reason as to why the owner had to procure the next person for the job. "Brother, you seem to be a little younger than me. If you're facing any problems, you can take me for a friend and tell me all about it. You'd feel better after letting it all out." The owner looked at Harvey and said in an attempt to test him. Harvey looked at him and knew that the owner had taken the bait. Therefore, Harvey took it to the next stage and began to concoct a tragic life story. His acting skills were so superb that he managed to deceive the owner completely. Seeing that Harvey was so young, and yet had to endure such a tragic life, the owner chatted with and tested him for a while longer. After that, he let his guard down and asked, "Brother, since your family is in a difficult position, have you ever thought of doing something to turn your life around and live better?" As the owner had already suggested it, Harvey mustered a pitiful reply, "Of course I've thought about it. It's just that I don't have the skills and qualifications required. How am I supposed to change my life?" Seeing that there was no one around them, the owner recommended someone to Harvey secretly. Harvey's eyes lit up as soon as he heard it. The person which the owner had recommended was just as Nicole had said, it was Miss Joe. Hearing that, Harvey gave the owner an obvious look of disbelief. How could there be something so good in this world? And I could earn this much money? That's unbelievable. The owner could tell that Harvey did not believe him. He began to feel annoyed. Why is he not buying what I'd said yet? It's true. Just a few days ago, someone had already received the money. I'm not lying to you, the owner said to Harvey in utmost seriousness. Harvey continued to act as though he was in disbelief, and pretended to think for a moment. Then he said, "If what you said is true, let me meet Miss Joe. Otherwise, I won't be able to buy that. Why would money fall from the sky and land directly on my palms?" Harvey muttered. The owner stared at Harvey while looking troubled. It seemed that Harvey had really given him a run for his money. "You'll take the job as soon as you meet Miss Joe?" the owner asked as he looked at Harvey sternly. "Yes. As long as I get to meet Miss Joe and see her in person, I'll be at ease. Otherwise, it'll feel like I'm doing something illegal." Harvey whimpered, deliberately giving the owner a look of fear. The owner took a deep breath and stared at Harvey for a long time. Then he said, "Fine, since we've discussed it to such lengths, I'll try my best to let you see her. But I must tell you this, Miss Joe would never agree to meet you. The only thing I can do is to bring you to her. After you've taken a single glance of her, you must leave with me immediately. I won't allow you to get me into hot soup," the owner asserted sternly. "If you agree to do the job, I'll take you to her immediately. If not, you may forget about it," he added. "Fine." Harvey chugged his beer down and agreed. "Follow me." The owner took his apron off and brought Harvey to the car outside. The second Harvey walked out, he casually looked around and got into the owner's car. Once the engine had been ignited, they drove off into the distance. Once Nicole noticed that Harvey was being brought away in a car by someone, she exited the shop at once and hurried to her car. Then, she proceeded to tail the car from behind. Ads by PubFuture. Concurrently, Jared was in the midst of a meeting when he received a text message from one of his men. The restaurant owner had left with the guy. "Get some of our men to follow them. Be sure to keep an eye on the restaurant too." "Understood. My little brother, Remember that I'm the one who initiated this meeting between you and Ms. Joe. Don't you ever tell anyone about this, or else, I won't let go of you, the owner warned Harvey as he was driving. Don't worry. If you really have introduced me to such a good opportunity to earn some money and turn my life around, I'd be more nothing but grateful to you. Once I get the money, don't forget to send me your account number. I'll transfer some of it to you, Harvey said, trying to build a relationship with the owner. The owner beamed upon hearing those words, and with a wide grin he said, I can tell we'll have a good relationship, brother. You really are a smart guy. Both of them proceeded to chat and laugh throughout the journey, and before they knew it, they had already arrived at the location where the McCarthy family were performing their ceremony. Brother, we're here. Let's go, the owner said as he looked at Harvey. Little did he know that Nicole had also followed them to the ceremonial venue from afar. Upon arrival, she recognized the place immediately. This is exactly where the McCarthy family is performing their ceremony today. Novel drama. Nicole then parked her car at a secluded spot and waited for them quietly. Little did Nicole know that Jared's men had been hiding behind the scenes, keeping an eye on the entire situation. Harvey, on the other hand, saw the line of cars parked in front of him and recalled the live broadcast he saw at the restaurant earlier. Are there other families holding their ceremony here in addition to the McCarthys? Harvey questioned in his mind. The owner was already several feet away by then. Once he turned around, he found Harvey standing still right next to his car. Brother, why are you standing there? Follow me, he called out, thinking that Harvey was intimidated by the sheer grandness of the ceremony. The further they went, the more men in suits they spotted. The owner was trying really hard to coalesce into the crowd while bringing Harvey along with him. After an interminable period of attempting to push their way in, Harvey was on the verge of giving up, because his feet were repeatedly threaded on by the people around him. Yet, he could only endure the pain quietly and squeeze through the crowd with the owner. Suddenly, the owner halted, with Harvey trying his best to squeeze his way to the owner's side. Then, he whispered into the owner's ears, "Which one of them is Ms. Joe?" As there were too many people, the owner only managed to spot Ms. Joe on the right side after a moment of searching. Not daring to point at her, he could only whisper back to Harvey, "Look to your right, the second lady in front is Ms. Joe." Harvey followed the owner's direction, his eyes ranging to the second person on the right, and when he did look over, his gaze was locked on the aforementioned person at once. "Isn't that Joyce?" Initially, he was ready to take a quick snapshot of her, but it seemed to him that there was no need for that. After he had identified who Ms. Joe was, he immediately lowered his head in fear of being recognized by Joyce. When the owner noticed Harvey looking down, he asked, "Why are you looking down? Have you seen her?" Harvey turned to the owner and nodded. The owner understood him and quietly brought him back to the car. Meanwhile, Nicole had been waiting in the car for hours, and yet Harvey had not reappeared. She had not received any emergency signals from him either. Therefore, she did not dare to get down from the car to find him. All she could do was sit and wait for him patiently. After a long while, two men made their way down from the hill and approached the car. Nicole fixed her eyes on them, and saw that they were Harvey and the owner. Seeing that they left as soon as they had entered their vehicle, Nicole started her engine as well, and tailed them from afar, with Jared's men following them at the very end of the convoy. In the car, the owner went on to explain all the duties and responsibilities to Harvey. He also promised him that once the job was done, Ms. Joe would definitely transfer the money over to him on time. In response, Harvey expressed his trust in the owner. When they had reached the city, Harvey requested the owner to pull over and drop him at the side of the road. Then, he made his way into a mall. Once the owner saw that Harvey had disappeared into the mall, he drove off. Noticing the owner, Nicole did not get down from her car in a rush to find Harvey. Instead, she sent him a text. "He might still be watching you near the mall, so I can't come and get you now. However, you're not in any danger. We'll meet at the Golden Coast building." "All right." Harvey quickly sent her a short reply as soon as he had read the message. Then, he pretended to act as if all was normal, and proceeded to make a few rounds in the mall before leaving. Jared's men, on the other hand, had followed the owner back to the restaurant. They had also reported the whole situation to Jared. Concurrently, Nicole had returned to her office in the Golden Coast building and was already waiting for Harvey to meet her. After about 10 minutes, Harvey appeared outside the office building. He was worried that the owner had followed him there, so he had not changed into his old clothes and had instead entered the building immediately. After making sure that the owner was not there, Harvey strode into the elevator and reached Nicole's office in short order. As soon as Harvey had walked in, he quickly took his clothes off. "Do you have to be in such a rush?" Nicole teased as he watched him. "Yes, I have to. These clothes aren't comfortable at all. It's too hot and suffocating to be in them," Harvey said, and tossed them onto the couch in disgust. Then, he walked up to Nicole's desk and sat down. "We can't get rid of these clothes yet. Before we're done taking down the mastermind behind this whole incident, you'll have to continue acting like an average Joe in public," Nicole informed. "What? Continue acting? Are you kidding me?" Harvey asked as his eyes widened. "Didn't you say that you wanted to help me? It has only been a day and you're regretting it already," Nicole retorted, using his words against him. Harvey wanted to retain his image. How could he go back on his promise, especially one that he had made for Nicole? Thus, he would have to stick to her until the very end. "I'm not. I've never regretted helping you out." Harvey looked at Nicole while stifling his true feelings about all of this. "Anyway, I've been sitting here for the whole day. Do you have some coffee?" Harvey requested. "Yeah, hold on," she said. Once she was done speaking, she went and brewed him some coffee. As he drank the coffee which Nicole had made for him, Harvey began to feel at ease. While Harvey was drinking, Nicole took the chance to ask her, "You guys went out so that you could meet Miss Joe?" "Yes." Harvey took a sip from his mug and replied. "Well then, did you manage to take a picture?" Nicole looked at Harvey earnestly, waiting for him to show her the picture. "I've just sat down and relaxed for a bit. Can't you let me take my time and savor the taste of this coffee which you've made me?" Harvey said, deliberately creating suspense by not telling her what he had discovered right away. In response, she could only let him take his time, as she was the one who had requested his help in the first place. "Fine. Take your time. I'll make some more if you want." After all, it was just a cup of coffee, and for her to make one would not be a problem for her at all. If Harvey wanted it, Nicole would make him as many cups as he desired. Hearing Nicole's words, Harvey looked at her in surprise. "Ah, so this is how it feels to be needed by someone. Anyway, I don't think I've got the space for that much coffee, as I had quite a lot of beer moments ago. Can you store this coffee for later? You can make them for me the next time I'm here." Nicole stared at him and thought, how clever of him. Then, she replied, "Sure. Now, can I have a look at the picture?" "To be honest with you, I don't have the photo, but I can confidently tell you who Ms. Joe is." Harvey looked at her, his face oozing with confidence. Nicole frowned and looked at him with her brows raised. "What do you mean?" "If I don't tell you, you would never have thought that Ms. Joe is someone we know." Harvey teased, still messing around. "Someone we know?" she asked. "Quit playing games. Who is it?" "Joyce McCarthy," he uttered. "Joyce McCarthy?" Nicole repeated his words in shock. So, that was why the owner brought Harvey to the McCarthy family ceremony. "I should have thought of her," she surmised. Joyce had a long way to go before she was able to accomplish her plans while she was abroad, and yet she had already called a hit on me here. She's getting bolder by the day and losing sight of her place in this country. I was also shocked when I saw that it was Joyce. She had always struck me as the soft, vulnerable sort, so who would have known that she would be so despicable? Harvey bellowed, as he hated anyone who would dare to hurt Nicole. "Nicole, now that we know all of this is Joyce's doing, should we send someone to get rid of her?" Harvey asked. All he had to do was to make a call. Nicole did not even have to make a move on her own, and Harvey could instantly get rid of Joyce on her behalf. "It seems to me that she has hated me for a long time. I'm more than grateful to you for helping me to this extent. For the next step, however, I've decided that it'd be a personal matter between me and her. Because of this, I'll have to take care of it on my own. An icy glint flashed in Nicole's eyes, making Harvey, who was sitting directly across, shudder. Nicole, based on what we've learned from these few incidents, I can tell that Joyce is the ruthless sort. Even if you don't want me to get involved, I should at least tell Jared about this, don't you think? Harvey said, giving her an anxious look. He was worried that Joyce might hurt Nicole again. Thank you for risking your life for me and helping me out today. You must be tired. I think you should go home early and get some rest, Nicole replied, thanking him without answering his question. You're acting like we're strangers by saying that, Harvey said. I can't really say that it was risky, and perhaps I am a little tired, but I'm feeling a lot better now after having that cup of coffee you've made. Harvey did not expect Nicole to thank him for all that he had done for her, but he was satisfied as long as Nicole was happy. Anyway, I won't bother you anymore for today, he continued. If you don't want Jared to find out about this, I'm willing to back you up whenever you need it. Call me if you need anything. As soon as he had uttered the last word, Harvey chugged down the last bit of coffee he had left. Then, he put on that set of casual clothes, shot Nicole a glance, waved at her, and left. Nicole burst into laughter as she saw how ridiculous he looked in those clothes, and after Harvey had left, she began to think again. On the other hand, Jared was just done with his meeting. He then returned to his office and checked the messages on his phone. The first message was a report from his men, which informed him that the owner had brought a man to the McCarthy family ceremony. As soon as Jared had read the second message, however, his eyes widened. Based on what was stated in the report, while his men were tailing and protecting Nicole, she had gone to the place where the McCarthy family had performed their ceremony. What was Nicole doing there? Jared murmured as he stared at the message. Why did all of them go to that place? Jared walked up to the floor-to-ceiling window, gazed into the distance, and began to think hard. After a while, Jared picked his phone up and called Nicole. Where are you? I'm at the lab, why are you calling? Nicole asked in return. Grandpa will be getting discharged tomorrow. You wanted to get him flowers too, right? Shall I pick you up from work tonight and bring you back to my place? Jared said, talking about Maximilian's discharge as he could not directly ask her why she had gone to the McCarthy family's ceremony. Oh sure, Nicole replied while her mind was still occupied with other things. All right, just wait for me at your office then, Jared ended, and hung up. Time flew as they got busy once more, and in the blink of an eye, it was already time to get off work. Seeing this, Jared drove to the entrance of the Golden Coast building. However, he did not see Nicole there, so he got out of the car and entered the premises. He took the elevator and reached Nicole's floor, and as it was his first time there, the receptionist stopped him as he walked in. Good day, sir. Are you looking for someone? The receptionist asked. Being the newbie she was, the receptionist did not know who Jared was. Seeing that the receptionist could not recognize him, Jared replied, I'm here to meet Nicole Riddle. I'm sorry, sir, but you are? The receptionist asked, wanting to identify the person before bringing him in. She would not just let anyone into the office. I'm Jared Johnston. Although the receptionist had never met Jared, she had heard of his name before. She stared at him in shock as soon as she heard those two words coming out of his mouth. You're not going to let me in? Jared asked upon noticing that the receptionist had frozen. I'm sorry, sir. I'll lead the way, she said. It was then that Kelly walked over and spotted Jared. Upon noticing him, she quickly approached him and said, Mr. Johnston, what are you doing here? He's here to meet Ms. Riddle, the receptionist reported to Kelly. Sir, Ms. Riddle is in there. I'll bring you there. Kelly politely led Jared to Nicole's office. Kelly knocked on the office door and said, Mr. Johnston is here, Ms. Riddle. The moment Nicole heard the word Mr. Johnston, she lifted her head at once and turned to the door. At the very next second, Jared appeared before her in the office. What are you doing here? She asked. Didn't we agree that I'll be picking you up after work? Did you forget about it? Jared walked up to her and sat down in front of Nicole. Kelly closed the door carefully and left. I did not forget about it. It's just that, I didn't know it was time to go home already. Nicole replied. What is keeping you occupied at this hour? Jared queried her again. Nothing. What would you like to eat? Nicole asked while she was shutting her computer down. What do you feel like having? It's my treat. Jared replied. Let's go to the Blue Whale restaurant. I'm craving some desserts. Nicole replied. Sure. After grabbing her backpack, Nicole stood up and walked out of her office with Jared. Kelly, we're leaving now. Don't forget to check everything before you leave, Nicole reminded Kelly. Don't worry, Ms. Riddle. Drive safe, Mr. Johnston. Kelly said, bidding them goodbye. Jared then drove Nicole to the Blue Whale restaurant, where they sat at their usual table. Nicole proceeded to order a dessert and some of her favorite dishes, while Jared kept to his usual order. The design of your office looks pretty good, Jared said, breaking the silence with a compliment. Thank you. It's all thanks to you that we have such a pretty office. Nicole took a spoonful of dessert, and as the sweetness filled her tongue, she instantly felt better, alleviating the stress that she had while she was still in her office. Still, I must say that I've noticed that it isn't that spacious. Should I invest some money to expand it? Jared asked, his eyes filled with nothing but genuine intentions of helping her. There's no need to rush it just yet. I'm sure there will be other opportunities for you to invest. But now is not the time, Nicole explained to him. All right then. If you need anything, just let me know, Jared promised. I will. Even if you didn't mention it, I'll ask you anyway. After all, you're the best when it comes to matters like these, Nicole complimented him in a soft voice. Jared was delighted as soon as he heard her compliments. He loved it whenever she acknowledged his abilities. It had always been his wish to be the first person in Nicole's heart, the one she could rely and lean on. Have you been to Martin's place recently? Nicole asked Jared. No, everything has been settled there. Even the production rates have returned to normal. Jared replied. That's great. She said. Anyway, what have you been busy with? Jared asked while observing her. I've just been busy with the project. What's up? Nicole asked him back. My men saw you at the site of the McCarthy family ceremony today. What's up with that? Jared stopped and stared at Nicole as he asked the question. Nicole's hands froze for a moment, after which she took a bite of her dessert. Why does he seem to know about everything? You got someone to stalk me? Nicole looked at him with her eyes widened and asked. It's not stalking when you were the one who appeared right where they were, Jared calmly said. What do you mean? You're keeping an eye on the McCarthy family. Nicole asked, having caught a small detail. It's none of your business. Answer me. What were you doing there? Jared questioned Nicole sternly. Nicole lowered her head and continued eating her dessert. Should I tell him or not? If I tell him, will he make a huge deal out of it? If Joyce gets away, it'll be hard for me to get to the bottom of this. What should I do? Are you thinking of a way to brush it off? Jared said, having foreseen what she was going to do. Nicole lifted her head and uttered no. I guess I have no other choice but to tell him, she thought. I'm investigating someone named Ms. Joe. I followed a lead and that was where I ended up yesterday, Nicole said, revealing some information to him. With Jared's intelligence, it was impossible for her to not reveal anything. She could only weasel her way out by telling him a half-truth. Ms. Joe. Jared murmured the name and began to think. This me Joe you're looking for. Is it Joyce? Jared suddenly looked at Nicole and revealed the other half of the truth which Nicole did not mention. Nicole swallowed and stared at him. How did you guess it? It's simple. There's a Joe in Joyce's name. And since you went to the McCarthy family mansion to look for this person, it can only be her, Jared explained. Why didn't I think that Ms. Joe is Joyce? She thought. I guess I should let Jared know about the entire thing. Since you've guessed it, I won't hide it from you, she said. The person I'm looking for is Joyce. Recently, she called a hit and sent someone after me. Therefore, I've planned to give her the payback she deserves for everything she has done both in the present and the past, Nicole revealed as she looked at Jared. You were attacked? He asked. Wait, when was this? Did you get hurt? Jared questioned, beginning to worry about Nicole. It happened a few days back. I'm fine. Nicole quickly explained when he saw how anxious Jared was. It was only then did Jared heave a sigh of relief. So, the person who attacked you was Joyce McCarthy? Yeah. This is not the first time she had made an attempt on my life. Because of this, I can't let go of her easily. Nicole's eyes narrowed as she gave Jared a long and hard look. Leave this to me. You should just focus on your chip project. You shouldn't get your hands dirty trying to exact retribution on her. Jared said to Nicole in a blatant display of machismo. After all, he was already on the move. Once the time was right, he would immediately deal with Joyce on behalf of Nicole while destroying all of the former support system as well. I'm afraid we aren't on the same page on this. I must destroy Joyce McCarthy with my own hands. Nicole said, not planning to let Joyce get away that easily. That's easy. After I've captured her, I'll pass her to you. Then, you can deal with her as you wish, Jared said with an icy glint in his eyes. All right then. Nicole knew there was no way she could talk Jared out of it. Hence, she could only acquiesce to it. After all, Jared had no say in what she was going to do. Is Mr. Johnston Sr. going straight home to the Johnston family manor after getting discharged? Nicole asked. Yes, he said. In that case, should we head back to the Johnston family manor and rearrange the house for him today? Nicole asked. I've already made the necessary arrangements. All you have to do is follow me and fetch Grandpa back from the hospital tomorrow. He will be happy to see you, Jared replied.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.